James Sunderland really loved his wife. He loved her so much that it smothered him when she died. Grief, doubt, and a calling to revisit Silent Hill consumed him. Finally arriving on Xbox, 2024's excellent remake of the PlayStation 2 classic by Bloober Team is here and in the best shape that I've seen yet. It's running at a near flawless and damned good-looking 60 frames per second in performance mode, making this probably the best version of the game on consoles. So pack your car, put on your green jacket, and take a trip to everyone's favorite foggy hellhole with me in the XboxEra review of Silent Hill 2. You play as said James, a man whose wife Mary died 3 years ago, but she somehow sent him a letter leading him back to the town of Silent Hill. A dense fog has consumed it as James searches for answers on the fate of his late spouse. Over the course of a 10-hour or so long story, your choices will dictate your ending. How you treat the town's few remaining citizens, like a young girl who runs away from you whenever you come near, or a woman who seemingly shares your wife's face but little else, is up to you to a point. Silent Hill as a franchise has always been more subtle in which actions lead to which endings. As this is a remake of the PS2 title, and a damned faithful one, there are plenty of guides to help you if you want, but I would highly recommend your first playthrough be as blind as possible. Go in, do what you think is right, and know that this is a game designed for replays. The story is as good as ever, with small touches and modernizations added in by Bloober Team that only ever improve things. Silent Hill 2 is a slow, methodical game in both its cutscenes and gameplay. James is not some powerful soldier, he's just a normal, grieving husband. You will start the game with some basic melee combat, hitting the terrifying mannequin enemies with a 2x4 full of nails and then dodging their counterattacks. It's not as deep or satisfying as I found this year's Silent Hill F. There's no lock-on functionality, which can lead to frustrations early on. Eventually, James will get guns, as this is America after all. Aiming felt really good on Xbox Series X with a teeny tiny little dead zone helping it feel tight to move the reticle around. Silent Hill 2 offers up difficulty options for both combat and puzzles, and if you play on the standard difficulty for combat as I did, I suggest being as patient as possible. The enemies will react to being hit, except for some of their attacks, which just ignore damage. Getting hit a few times is enough to have you on death's door, and healing items are not plentiful. A press of the Y button uses a health drink, while holding the Y button lets you get a larger heal from a syringe injection. Both items are found in the environment, sparingly at best on higher difficulties. And the game delves into some really heavy topics. The voice acting and music work together to elevate these moments above most video game storytelling. You'll meet a woman named Angela, who is obviously full of pain and regret. As you learn her story, it is heartbreaking, and unlike the medium, I felt Bloober did a good job here adapting real-life horrors, thanks of course in large part to the success of the original release. And the music is iconic, so much though that fans of the franchise have been extremely happy that the Return to Silent Hill movie is reusing themes from this title. Akira Yamaoka's music is some of the more iconic in the horror genre, hell, in video games in general if you've played this title. It perfectly captures the bleak, depressing hopefulness present throughout the story. Because life is beautiful and terrible. James, Angela, and everyone's choices have profound impacts on them and those in their lives. Silent Hill 2 remains near the top of the horror genre as it rarely relies on jump scares. They're still there, of course, with mannequin horrors happily scaring the bejesus out of you from time to time. It's just not everything. James' main task is to walk through endless corridors, figuring out how to get through each building, one section at a time. These apartments and hospitals are full of excellent environmental storytelling. Puzzles requiring combining items and a rudimentary inventory, as the UI sticks to being as minimalist as possible. Everything is in service of showing the sad, desperate loneliness that the people of the town are feeling as this supernatural horror rises around them. There are a ton of video game tropes, of course, like puzzles that just would never happen in real life, but it all holds up because this world is not normal. The morbid, miserable Rust dimension returns, full of pyramid-headed horrors with sound design that constantly keeps you on edge. The radio static that signifies an enemy's presence grates on your eardrums, pushing you to either flee or face them head on. Everything in Silent Hill wants to either trap you forever or push you as far away as possible. And graphically, the game looks fantastic, using Unreal Engine 5 to brilliantly recreate the original game's maps. Performance felt perfect on Xbox, with the only noticeable issue being some reconstruction artifacts in shadows and puddles. This is an Xbox Play Anywhere title, and while it ran great on my powerful PC with the occasional Unreal Engine 5 stutter that can't seem to be avoided on this platform, it does not run well on the Xbox Ally X handheld. I struggled to maintain more than 25 frames per second on that thing, no matter what I set it to. And for some reason, using FSR barely runs any better than just having it run at native resolution. I don't know. Wrapping things up, Silent Hill 2 is a fantastic remake. It uses the skeleton of one of the PlayStation 2 era's best titles and improves upon it with fantastic graphics, excellent new voiceover work, and, as an Xbox Play Anywhere title, there is not a better storefront to buy it on.